Bonjour, and welcome back to the French campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. So, the Battlecruisers Asterix and Dogmatix, with their little escort, have, while patrolling the English Channel, encountered a pretty big force. Now, obviously, we're not going to be able to sink all, or even most of these, but maybe we can get one or two. We're faster than any of their capital ships. They got 21 knot dreadnoughts, well 22 some of them, 26 knot battlecruisers, and their armored cruisers are about the same speed as the dreadnoughts. Light cruisers though, 27 knots. So also not capable of keeping up with my battlecruisers. Destroyers, yes. But just barely. So, we're gonna do like a fighting retreat kind of thing. And oh wow, that's an impressive looking battleship. Yeah, kind of like a fighting retreat kind of thing, and we should be safe. No, you are not the screen, you are to follow. Come on now. Follow? Okay. Like that first, then. Why does it revert to screening? That's not what I want you to do. There. That's not so hard, is it? Yeah, we got the same top speed. Both light and battlecruisers. We got decent amounts of ammunition. Not fully stocked up. Would have had more AP ammo. There we go. Battleship spotted. King George. Mark II 13-inch guns. I would have thought this would be Mark III's. Well, that's a lot of guns. Nevertheless. 16-inch effective. Main belt armor. Maybe it can be on the thumbnail? There we go. Now I'm just gonna hold it steady there. Dogmatix can target the next in line. And we already knock out the main tower on King George. Let's see, here's another battleship, Hercules. 13.5s. Mark II, I think that's one of my designs. 15-inch effective, but only 70%. What's with the turret? Oh yeah, of course. This one doesn't have the 4 centerline turrets, so the X and Y turrets are actually side turrets, just offset by a tiny amount to each side. That's how you can kind of get around that limitation. You can't have more than 3 turrets center line. Vandal. Actually the best armored one of the bunch with that inner layer belt. Invincible SD. That's with like actual side turrets. And Invincible Monroe Design Yards. Well, it went invisible now. Right. A lot of smoke screens covering everything. Torpedo targets. And torpedo target. Oh, they didn't make it inside of torpedo range. Well then. Oh, you launched. Alright, you got some torpedoes away. Maybe they're gonna hit something, maybe maybe not. I don't want the entire British task force focusing my light cruisers though. Because then that can happen. Pandora SD is one of the ships I try to get as war operations from the British. 0.84 and a half belt. Yeah, that is HE pen. .5. That's probably too much actually for my HE. Maybe I should just go back to higher penetration HE. I went with the high capacity because of that insane damage number, almost 12,000. The cap ballistic HE, which I previously used, was like 3,000-4,000. But obviously with more penetration. I thought that this, having enough pen to go through a DD would be really good, but so many of these ships we're running into are actually share designs with actually decent 4.5 belt armor. Not as is often the case with AI designs. Or that one Pandora design that I made. Not Dragon, but one of these somewhere. Like less than 1 inch of extended belt armor. Alright, let's load AP here. Let's get some main belt pens. Have these stick around. Main belts are probably a little bit too thin for my AP, so we get into that awkward situation. Let's take a look at this armored cruiser before we outrun it and can't see it anymore. So lots of 9-inch Mark II. Really good early 1900s armored cruiser. Maybe a little bit long in the tooth now in 1917. Let's put the big guns on the battleship, or we can do some damage. (16-inch), how far out? 17,000. That's possible. I want to, of course, avoid taking flooding hits. That could slow me down. Because then my plan of running away will not work. Let's just wait for that battleship to be visible again. There we go, good hit on Foxhound. Now everyone is smoking. Drop you down to cruising speed. Buton and Guichen firing at Fairfax. Might get the Fairfax here. Can score a few more floating hits. It might actually go down. Yes. One cruiser down. One out of many. Scoring some good hits. but not good enough. That was pretty good. With a flash fire as well. Double flash fire. Two-inch fore and aft. 1.5. And there another one. Flash fires. Now, let's deal with that battleship. It's no longer hiding in the light cruiser smoke. I should have just not said anything. Pluton lost a lot of crew from that one hit. But we are punishing King George now. If I can keep my light cruisers like here, this smoke screen should not be hiding that battleship anymore. $16 kilometers. It should be within main belt pen range, potentially. But that's just very, very barely. That was a main belt pen though, for 6,000. That is King George. Even if we can't sink it, that's King George out of action for months. What's your turret armor? 16. And the dreadnought, also from Monroe Design Yard. I like it. That's cool. That's a, the typical ABXY layout that I like to build. Basically. I like to have a little bit more flooding on King George here, but I think it will get away from me. Also, we're running low on AP. Phoebe, you're not doing too well. Actually, that's an armored cruiser. If we have any AP rounds left, Asterix has 2 AP rounds left. Would be well used on that one. But now we're out. So let's just sling some HE at those light cruisers while pulling away. And there we go. Successfully disengaged. That ate up a lot of ammunition, but they didn't really have anything that could catch me. So as long as they didn't get lucky and score flooding hits, I was pretty confident that this would go well. Despite being very outnumbered. That's kind of the power of battlecruisers. This one, though. Neptune. 10, 12-inch guns. Bellerophon, same basic main armament. Just less armor quality. Colossus. 12.5s. And Indefatigable. More 12-inch guns. So, kind of undergunned. Basically. Well, some of these have 10-inch guns. These armored cruisers. I think I designed some for them with 11-inch guns as well. Similar to the ones Russia had. And 1 destroyer. A lot of light cruisers and 1 destroyer. Let's see what the new Magenta can do. Alright. Very outnumbered again. Not quite as much as last time though, and well, running is not an option. I guess it kind of is, but we can no longer zoom along at 28 knots, outrunning their cruisers. Now, let's see, we got 1 light cruiser, a scout. 4 destroyers that are not scouting. They are circling here until further notice. And torpedo boats as well. Right. North they are. Apparently. With the flagship Magenta as number 4. Magenta is also being spotted. And there's the enemy. But where are you going? Right. 1 battleship. And another one. And these are all the same class, right? Bellerophon. Or something. Neptune, I guess, was the class name. I should probably have those ships not all target the same ones. Oh, you've already taken a hit here. That's no good. Well, that's enough scouting for you then. Something got hit in the smoke. Friant can probably get home safe and sound. Please do load AP. Cruisers are about to open up on Dragon. Main tower knocked out on Bellerophon. Funnel on Colossus. This coin takes a flooding hit to the bow. That's not ideal, is it? I was hoping to try and get to within torpedo range of those battleships, but that seems to not be on the table. You got straight up ruined with those torpedoes taken out. There you go, all torps have launched. You get some hits here, or at least make these light cruisers break off their charge. Three torpedo hits out of that. 3 torpedo bolts, still good to go. Fourth one, not too badly damaged. It just now lacking torpedoes. Where are you targeting even? You have 3.8 kilometer torps. They're just kind of old. And those torpedoes keep on giving. Up to 6 torpedoes now. Done anything useful to their battleships. Secondary guns. Duke of Edinburgh is coming in. Her 8 9-inch guns. Torpedo boats half rearmed. Let's have them not disappear. I want them in here to stop this pursuit. One light cruiser down. Good hit on Bellerophon. Let's bring in the destroyers. Torpedo boat's almost good to go again. Okay, Magenta, you can actually do something about the cruiser here. Maybe that's not needed. It's now actually giving me a full broadside. I should be able to pen it at this range. Oh yes. Queen Elizabeth coming in. Torpedoes are ready. Now that pursuit kind of stopped with that one cruiser dead. Could I now get my torpedo boats like up to here? Where they should be able to launch at this cluster of battleships? Perhaps? Especially if we can take out Carnarvon. There's their one destroyer. I want to bring them here and then through my line get up to like here. Guidon is taking some damage from battleship guns. The store is now getting focused. Let's see. Hopefully I'm not going to be just blocking my own line of sight here with the smoke screen, but maybe. Let's see, anyone in torpedo range? Not yet. No. Let's just do the best of it. You too, right? There you go. Got the torpedoes away. I might get some hits here on Abu Qid. Some. Maybe some on Shannon as well. Yeah, I'm gonna get two here. The torpedo boats have slightly longer torpedo range than the destroyers. Like a kilometer extra? That's not bad. They had their refit a few months later, so they got slightly better torpedo technology. We're gonna lose 314. By the looks of it. The Implacable. You can also target Pandora. Maybe 314 will make it. Maybe. gonna get Queen Elizabeth. Looks like 314 did not make it. T-13 will also make it into torpedo range. There we go. All three of you launched. They look like they should be getting away. Should be getting some torpedo hits on Bellerophon. There. No torpedo hits. One. For no damage. Hogue is not in a good place. And we did get Queen Elizabeth. Now I got 3 on my battleships targeting that cruiser. That is a lot more than I wanted. There. Gibraltar coming in. Ripping 2-kilometer torps. So not exactly the latest and the greatest of British naval technology that we're fighting. But at least it's not like pre-dreadnought stuff. know they're building a lot more recent stuff though. So presumably they're gonna have at least one task force of more modern ships somewhere. Maybe we could do it like that. Or perhaps like this. Gibraltar will not survive that. By the looks of things, that sounded loud, but it wasn't really serious. Hobart also now taking hits. Suffolk lost all her 5-inch guns. Get Suffolk as well. Let's have some of these cruisers target the light cruisers. We have enough ammunition left. That's a main belt pen. Keep targeting that one. Danton. Magenta, what's a suitable target for you? Finish off Colossus, maybe? And Gascoigne. Aboukir. Cruisers will take care of Cleopatra. That's where the battlecruisers went to. They're pursuing my my torpedo boats. Not inflexible and indefatigable. They were pursuing the torpedo boats and destroyers. Now they're coming in for my gun line. Secondaries can target that DD. I got 8-inch secondaries on Cano and Paris, so they have the range. "19 kilometers, firing at Colossus." Magenta not really doing too much damage at that range, but you could potentially get some like deck hits. Don't even have torpedoes. Are they still in pursuit of destroyers and torpedo boats? Those enemy battlecruisers. There's my light cruiser. St. Vincent will sink from that. And we get flash fire on Colossus. Sinking more cruisers. There's Carnarvon, also heavily damaged. We're actually going to sink Colossus. We need 7 out of 10 lower compartments fully flooded. Paris. Carnot. Danton. And Gascoigne. I'm just wondering what those battlecruisers are planning, if anything. Good hits on Carnarvon. What Russell and Neptune have been doing this whole time is also a mystery. Like there's a bunch of crippled cruisers scattered all about. If these had roughly 10-kilometer range torpedoes, going through the middle like this would be very, very dangerous, but luckily they're not that modern. Let's put the 15-inch guns to use. Paris. Carnot. Magenta. And now here come the battlecruisers. Inflexible and indefatigable. Some of my armored cruisers speed up a little bit here, so they're not stuck in the back getting peppered by those battlecruisers. Maybe that would be nicer. Like firing to both sides. Not sure who gets to be on the thumbnail though. One of these old things, probably. Because I just like the way they look. With the staggered, I don't know, would that be a P&Q turret? Or something else, being technically side turrets? Even though they're like on echelon. Are you running out of AP, Paris? We should have enough pen. Especially at this range. I'm just gonna have all your load AP. Magenta is actually out of AP now. I think Kano is almost as well. The enemy is also mostly firing HE. Except for these battlecruisers, they seem to be firing AP. They're targeting Guidon. Getting some good hits on Russell. I don't think sinking Colossus is on the table. Too far away. And my 15-inch guns are out of AP. Almost completely out of ammo altogether. Well, we're gonna have to do something about these battlecruisers now. Now that my battleships are the closest, they should be the ones targeted. Yes. I mean, I'd be able to kill them quite easily if I had AP shells left. We do have torpedoes though on the cruisers, so that might be the play. Maybe I should have hit end battle when I had the option to. We can maybe go through. Close range. You got AP at least. The HE won't do much, but the AP can at least go through the extended belts on the battlecruisers. Gascoigne and Danton are almost completely out. And they at least have the HE pen to score extended belt penetrations. Implacable has lost a turret. At 8 kilometers, you can kind of go through my cruiser's main belts. Colossus and Neptune keep firing. And Bouvin suffers a main belt pen. And engine damage. Maybe we're gonna let those battlecruisers be. And instead try to get out this way. If possible. Actually, no, keep firing at Indefatigable while pulling away. Never know, might score a hit or two. I'm guessing end battle will become an option once this cruiser is sunk. Maybe. Unless they pursue too close to Bouviens. Battlecruisers came back. Sinks. All right. There's not much I could do to save this one. Sadly. There we go, flooding hits on Inflexible. Good flooding hits too. That should slow them down. A little bit. Might actually be saved by the bell here. Got 45 minutes left in game time. Are we all out of AP? Sully has a few rounds left. And we do score flooding hits on Indefatigable as well. Battleships are completely dry. I'll probably have to send this task force in for resupply in the Mediterranean. Because if I send them home to the coast of France, the Atlantic coast that is, they're just gonna get pulled into random battles one by one. Which is not ideal. Then it's going to be very hard to assemble them into a task force again and send them out as a cohesive force. "36 minutes left, 34. times 10, we're looking at like 3 minutes real time remaining. Secondary guns gunning down an armored cruiser. Enemy battlecruiser still in hot pursuit. They can't really hurt me too bad either with their little 12-inch guns. Especially not since they seem very set on firing HE instead of AP. They're free to launch if they ever stray into range. Time is running out. That is what I'm hoping for. Basically. Now, I have sunk a lot more enemy ships than they have sunk of me. In fact, I think these are the only ones they have left. There's one battleship somewhere, heavily damaged. And the ones that remain here, let's see, inflexible. They're kind of hurting you too. That's good. The ones that remain here will also need a few months in port for repair. More so than mine. My battleships are basically all intact. We're talking like 1 month of fixing up the paint. Bouvines, which does look like she's gonna survive. It's gonna need a few more months though. Colossus has ceased fire. Anyway, that is a victory. We sank 29 ships for the loss of 1. That's 3 battleships sunk, 1 heavily damaged. 11 armored cruisers, 14 light cruisers, and the 1 destroyer. All sent down. Bouvines took some damage. And we lost a destroyer. That's pretty neat. That was, of course, yet another battle, way longer than I thought it would be. But there we go. Yeah, the 1 cruiser is here, being repaired. Yeah, we're gonna send you to La Spezia. We are over shipbuilding capacity with the repairs being done to the other task force. Which means it's time to spend some shipbuilding. All of it, because that other task force is coming back in. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and we're gonna have to bump that up. Right. There's also the matter of this force. Now, invasion of Eastern India. That's the plan. Eastern India. Which will probably be what this task force will be tasked with. Right. And the one battle is here in the Gulf of Mexico. There's a light cruiser on light cruiser fight. But we're doing that one next time because we've gone way over the intended 1 hour length of the episode. That last battle kind of dragged on a bit, but that's how it goes. Goodbye and take care.